Hey everyone, my name's Kristen and you are watching My Cathedral Garden. If you are new here, I'm so excited that you are here. If you don't know, I am a former elementary education teacher who is now a stay-at-home homeschooling mama to 4 kiddos. I have a 4th grader, a 2nd grader, and a kindergartner this year, and we also have a little 3-year-old that is just running around. And today we are just gonna do like a little mom chat. I have my coffee right here and we're gonna be talking about homeschool burnout. So come join us. Okay, so if you hear random giggles and laughs and everything, today is actually a snow day here in East Texas, which is highly rare. The last time we had any kind of semblance of a snow day was 2 years ago, and so my kids have been in and out of my door all day long, just playing and having so much fun. So if you hear any noises that are random, that's that. So let's get into today's topic, which is how to prevent and how to help homeschool burnout. We've all been there. We've all dealt with it. So let's get started, shall we? Coffee is just so good, especially on a cold day. All right, so homeschool mom burnout. It is a real thing. And until you're a homeschool mom, I don't think you completely understand it. Yeah, so I guess my first point would be to that is know that it's coming. Know that you're gonna get to some point in your year where you are just making it through, and that is okay. I remember I was either reading something that was written by Sarah Mackenzie from Read Aloud Revival, or listening to a podcast that she was hosting or something to that effect, but it was her, and she said we all know about mid-February, that's when a lot of the homeschool fatigue kind of sets in, the homeschool blues, the February blues, because you know the holidays are behind us and it's not new anymore. We've already started our new year, and so that excitement is kind of gone, and it's now just the middle of learning, but we've been doing this now for however many months. So February is normally when it hits. And I was so glad to hear that, because it helped me to be on the lookout for it, to watch for it in my own life, and to be prepared. And a lot of the times I think half the battle is going in, knowing what you're going to experience and being ready for it. So that would be my first tip. If you have not heard about the homeschool blues or homeschool burnout, or you think, no, that won't happen with me, just know it probably will. So being prepared for it and knowing everyone goes through it and that it's okay is key, I feel like. Okay, so tip number 2 for helping to prevent or get over homeschool burnout would be to maybe find something that you enjoy studying that you could implement, even in just a small way, into your homeschool. So do you have something from your childhood that you remember really enjoying studying but maybe isn't part of your curriculum? Such as, I'm trying to just pull stuff out of my hat, like penguins. Something you could do, just like a small little mini something on that would give y'all a break from the everyday structure and rigidness of a curriculum, if that is how your homeschool is set up. Ours is kind of that way. We will always do math, we will always do reading and spelling and stuff like that. We have a routine that we follow, and so is there something that you could add in that wouldn't take up a lot of time, just some short, sweet, easy lesson that you would just enjoy learning about with your kids? Are you a gardener? So could you do like a small study on your favorite flower or botany or something like that. There are plenty of ideas and resources. I'm thinking about Teachers Pay Teachers, that website, and some other places. Pinterest obviously is a great place to find those things, and just adding them in a small way, but it could maybe give you something to look forward to. Now, don't go all crazy and make yourself more stressed out than you need to be. Don't add in something and then have it cause more stress to you, but make it be something you enjoy. Maybe it's a favorite read aloud. Maybe it's cooking. You want to get your kids in the kitchen, and you just make it a priority to make that happen. So that would be my tip number 2, is maybe give yourself permission to have something in there that you want to study and you want to enjoy and can throw in to your day. Okay, tip number 3, communication. Communication. First off, between you and your students, you and your own kids, if you're feeling this burnout, chances are they're probably a little tired too. So if you hit those days where there is some attitude issues going on, or people are reluctant to do school, just be upfront with them and be like, hey, I hear you. I acknowledge that feeling in you. And I am feeling that way too. Just knowing that you're both feeling something similar is always beneficial, I feel like. And I feel like kids really appreciate honesty, especially coming from adults. So be honest with your kids, even if that means saying, you know what, guys, today we're getting out. We're going on a field trip. We're going on a nature walk. We're going on something. Plan a field trip. Plan something to break up the monotony of the day-to-day that y'all can both look forward to, that will not create too much stress. Also, to that same point of communicate with your spouse. Communicate with the person that isn't necessarily in the walls of your home for the amount of hours that you are. I know for us, my husband works a typical out of the house job, and so he is gone during the hours that we are doing school. And while he does call and check in, and he is our principal and things like that, and he was a homeschool kid himself, so he does have that background knowledge as well, which I'm thankful for. He's not here. He is not here doing the day in and day out. And so communicating with him and kind of heading it off and beating the burnout to the punch of saying, hey, just so you know, coming up, I know that February is kind of just a hard month, or this is probably about to get a little monotonous, and you might see that I'm starting to get a little bit more snippy or stressed or whatever. If you can just be on the lookout for this, help me to realize it, or here are some practical ways that you can help. I know after 13 years of marriage, it has taken me such a long time to remember, and I honestly have to be reminded quite often that my husband can't read my mind. He's not in here day in and day out dealing with the issues that I'm dealing with or the triumphs that I'm dealing with. He's not seeing those firsthand necessarily for our school. And so he can't read my mind to know what I need. So I might have to say, hey, I'm needing just a me date. When you get home, can I go out and grab a cup of coffee, or go out and grab myself a bite to eat? And then you just sit wherever you are, if you're able to, even if it's just outside or in your car, and you can just be for a little bit. Head to your local library and read for a little bit. If that is an option, just take some time out and just tell him, hey, be on the lookout. I might need this in the upcoming weeks. Or if for the month of February, if you would bless me by taking care of breakfast one morning a week. And that's even if he goes and grabs the discount stuff off the bakery shelf at Walmart. We do that quite often, and brings it home, just knowing that I don't have to get up and cook something that morning or prepare something for everyone that morning. Oh, it is such a relief. And he was so glad to know something he could do to help. So communication is key. knowing that it's coming up and communicating to those in your household what's going on is, I feel like, one of the best ways to help get through the season of the burnout. Okay, and the last tip or trick that I have learned on how to help prevent or at least make it through a little easier with homeschool burnout is to schedule in some time for you and get that on the calendar. Accept help and ask for it. Once again, like I said earlier, our husbands probably really can't read our minds as much as we would like them to, and that probably means others in your life also cannot read your mind. And so you might be sitting there thinking, I'm drowning, I wish someone would just step in. I know that that's a thought that I've had, is why can't they see that I'm struggling here? But you just keep doing it without ever saying anything. And I feel like more people would help, myself or whoever, if we knew a practical way to do so. So that might look like telling your husband, I need a weekend to myself, and giving yourself permission to have a mom weekend. Whether that is going and getting a hotel room or Airbnb by yourself, I've done that, and using that to do whatever it is that fills your soul. And also I used it to kind of plan a little bit and think about what I wanted our homeschool to do, and I was able to come back with fresh eyes and a rejuvenated heart. So maybe for you that looks like your husband taking your kids to the park, even if you can't go somewhere just by yourself and it's not in the cards to be gone for a weekend and pay for a hotel stay. I mean, we've probably all been there. Then communicating to your spouse or to your mom or in-law or a friend, could you help me? Could you take my kids for this amount of time so I can do this, so I can plan, so I can breathe, so I can whatever. But carving out that time for self-care and speaking up for yourself, instead of just wallowing in, woe is me, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, I'm so everything. Why is nobody helping me? Well, maybe they just don't know. So being honest, being open, and carving out that time for you. What fills you up? How do you get energy again? What is something you can do to ensure that you do get that? And everyone's different. I personally, if you know anything about the Enneagram, I am an Enneagram 9. And so my personality needs to do something, to go somewhere, to do something, or to be removed and have something that fills me back up. So personally in my own life, that looks like getting in a quiet room and having uninterrupted time to read and to write and to just be. But that may not be the case for you. Maybe you're someone who thrives off being around people. So maybe you need to go and walk around a shop or do something like that, getting out somewhere. Maybe you need to go on a hike. Maybe you need to meet up with a friend for lunch. Something. Get out and do something. Carve out that time. And that way you can come back into your space filled up and ready to go. All right, you guys, I am by no means a homeschooling expert whatsoever, but in my own life, I know that these are the things that have helped me, is to do all of the stuff that I have listed. And no, it's still there's still gonna be some hard days, and that's okay. But I can do my part to ensure that maybe it's not a whole string or month or 2 months of just meh. So if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you have not already done so, if you would subscribe, that would mean the world. If you enjoy my content, there is a little notification bell that you can push, and that will let you know anytime that I have any new video coming out, and you can keep up with me that way. of course, I always enjoy learning and hearing from you in the comments and being able to communicate with you in that way. And if you want to also follow me on Instagram, I am there at My Cathedral Garden, just like the name of this channel, and I always enjoy just hearing from people and meeting new people and having conversations that way as well. All right, thanks so much for being here, you guys, and I will see y'all soon. Bye.